Monday. I hope your day was good and not stressful in any way. But if it was, this is a great time to just come and relax and just work out some of that stress from your day. I want to encourage you. So today is going to look a little different. So let me just explain it real quick why it's different. So normally what we do is 3 sets of whatever move, like a bicep curl. And then we go to the next move. Today we're going to be alternating opposing muscles within the same group of sets. So we're going to do a bicep curl. Then the next move is going to be a tricep kickback. Those are going to be our first 2 moves. But here's a little bit of difference. So in between each move, you have an option. You don't have to take this option, but I want you to know that it's there. And this is what I'm going to take in between. I'm going to do just a really, really light cardio movement in between. Maybe it's jumping jacks. Maybe it's just like a shuffle in place. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. This isn't a cardio movement class. So if you don't want to take those movements, you don't have to. You can always just sit there and wait for the next move to come on. The other thing, so the way class is going to be set up today, I want you to start off. First move. So first bicep curl, first tricep kickback, I want you to grab the heaviest weight you can handle. So normally we kind of go middle of the line so we can get through that whole 40 seconds. Not today. The first set, I want you to max out. I want you to get to the point where you can still get all to 8 to 12 in, depending on how slow or fast you go. But also not so light that it is not too much of an inconvenience. The next round will be the same thing unless people want to hold isometrically. Round 3, we're going to go to a lighter weight for round 3, and we're going to pulse for the round 3. But that's going to be how it goes. Don't feel like you had to memorize that whole plan. Just bear with me. I promise I'll show you what to do. Let's start with just a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I lift up your name at this time. Lord, I just pray that you'd give our bodies strength, that you would help us to rebuild your temple as we tear down everything that is not needed or that needs to be built back up, because we can't build it up until we tear it down. So that's why we break down that muscle fiber so we can build it back up. Lord, and I just pray against any injuries on our body. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So if you're ready, have your weights handy. The only other thing we are going to use is a chair or a bench. We're going to do tricep dips. I will also show you how you can do that same move on the floor. Check it out. I got some new lights this weekend. I was pretty excited about them. My youngest daughter, she's 1. She likes to just sit in here listening to music and staring at the lights. It's pretty cute. But without further ado, let's get started. Okay, let's turn this up a little. You probably can't even hear it. All right, march in place here. Let's give me a little bicep curl with that march in place. Excellent. So these are called rehearsal moves. We're going to rehearse the movements that we are going to do today. All right, we're going to kick it back. If that's too much to have that little trot in place, you can always stand here if that's easier for you. Make it work for you. All right, we're going to crisscross the arms and crisscross the legs. If you can, tap that leg behind. This actually really works your brain in some special ways when you cross the body like this. So this is something that'll keep your mind strong for years to come. All right, we're going to swing those arms down, swing them up. If you want to, you can add a little hop. You don't have to, though. I give you permission to make this workout work for you. This is the warm-up, so I don't want you jumping real crazy either. Take that jump back out. All right, big circles. Reverse them right here. Make them nice and big. Woo. You can do a little step touch with it if you want. Or if that kind of hurts your brain a little bit, don't worry about it. Reverse. Think of it like you're Michael Phelps right now, doing the butterfly stroke. All right, open and close. Kind of like you're high-fiving yourself. Taking a wide high five. Hey, we got a social distance, right? You got to high five somebody. Might as well be yourself. Woo! Get it. Yeah. All right, reach it up. Like you're high-fiving a million little angels. I don't know if any of you guys watched 30 Rock, but that was a 30 Rock reference. All right, roll those shoulders. You guys, are you feeling a little warmer? Yeah, I hope so. Either way. I know I'm warming up. All right, come to the edge of your mat. We're going to walk it down. Walk those hands out, top of your mat. Come down to your knees. Keep those arms narrow. Shoulder distance apart. Tricep push-up. All right, come up to a plank. From here, I just want you to tap, tap. Come back down to your knees. Take your arms a little bit wider. Regular push-up. One more. All right, walk those hands back. Roll it up. Woo. Roll those shoulders again for me. All right, walk it down. Come into a downward facing dog. Tuck that chin. Come to a plank. Downward dog. We're just moving through this stretch through our shoulder right now. All right, last one. Walk those hands back to the feet. Roll it on up. All right. I want you to step touch it out here. Maybe add a little crisscross while I show you the next move. First move, find your heaviest weight that you can handle. We're going to curl it up, curl it down. Don't worry, I'm going to pause it real quick here. So bicep curl for the first one. Remember, heavy. We're going for strength here. Second move, you're going to hinge it forward. Elbows are going to come high. Shoulders are back. And you're going to kick it back. All right? I want these first two sets to feel like everything you've got. All right. Get ready. Grab your weight. Bicep curl. Feet are hip distance apart. Shoulders up, back, and down. Curling it up to that chest line. Curling it back down. Now if you start having to go like this to get that weight up, that's the way you know it's too heavy. This is not about quantity, quality here. As much as you can lift. Rest. All right. We're gonna grab a weight for tricep kickback. Get set up. Hinge it forward. Shoulders are up, elbows up. Kick it back. Bring it center. If you only have one size of weight, then these directions will not apply to you. Then I want you to get in as many as you can in the time allotted. If you can go heavier, then I want you to go as heavy as you can. Rest. Whew. Get ready. We're going to go back to that bicep curl. We're still at that same heavy weight. All right, here we go. Shoulders back. All right, brace your core. When I say brace your core, I mean like I'm going to come punch you in the stomach. So that core better be braced, ready for that punch. So draw the belly button in, and then brace the core. That's 2 movements. Draw it in, and then brace. It's okay if this takes a while.
3, 2, 1.
Woo, rest. All right. Stick with that same heavy tricep weight if you want to in between. You can give me a little shuffle.
3, 2.
All right, tricep kickbacks. Here we go. Check it out here. My chest is lifted. Core, check it out. Is it braced? If not, brace it right now. I want this to feel right on the verge of too hard. Not too hard, but on the verge. That's how heavy these weights should be. Whew. If your weights are lighter, rest. That's okay. This isn't about being perfect. All right, this last one, go lighter.
3, 2.
Okay, bicep curl pulses. So hold it here with a little pulse. So a little one-ish movement up and down. So those first 2 exercises were more about strength. This one is more about endurance. Enduring this without quitting. Woo! We went a little bit lighter because we're trying to do endurance here, not strength. Keep going. They're both hard, right?
3,
2, 1, rest. All right, shake it out for me. We're gonna go to those kickbacks next. Again, you don't have to be here shuffling with me, but I do encourage it. All right, kickbacks, light weights again, little pulses. We're at the top range of the motion, little one-inch movement up and down. I'm hinged forward, core is braced. Don't lock out those knees. Woo. These ones are so much harder. We are building up lactic acid right now in that muscle. Rest. So now that that timer is done, I want you here, moving those arms around. I'm going to demo the next move. Your options are to stay here, maybe do some jumping jacks, or you can just grab a drink of water. The cardio is an option. You decide if it's for you. All right. First move of a set 2, we're going to do push-ups. So if you can, for the first round, you're up on your toes or come down to the knees if you need to. Second move, you'll flip it over onto your back for a chest press. Palms facing away from you, wide arms in a goal pose, narrow to the top. All right, push-ups. So do as many as you can on those toes. And just like that last one, I want you to just take your time here. I'd rather you do less, but stay up on your toes for this round than do more and come down to your knees. But if your form is faltering, then I want you to come to your knees.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. All right. Chest press. Get your weight ready. I'm going to use a barbell, but you can also use free weight.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Exercise 2.
Hands are about shoulder distance or wider, and push it up. Goal post, push it up. I want you to go as heavy as you possibly can here. Again, you might be telling me, Sarah, the heaviest weight I have is a 5-pound weight. Can I still do this workout? Yes, you can. You're just going to focus more on endurance here, which means you're going to get in as many as you can while maintaining your form
3,
and not worry about the weight.
1.
Rest. For those of you, though, who do have heavy enough weights, the first two are those heavy ones. All right, get ready. We got push-ups coming.
2, 1. Exercise 2.
All right. I'm going to try and stay up on my toes for the second round. But I might get to a point where that's not possible. Oh, keep it going.
Three,
2, 1.
rest.
Whew. If at any point you need a drink of water, go ahead and grab it. We're going to flip it over, chest press.
3,
All right, here we go.
1. Exercise 2.
If the heaviest weight you have is not very heavy, then I want you to get in as many as you can. If that weight is a real challenge just to get up and down, take your time. Get in as many as you can. Woo! Forgot to wear my
3,
weightlifting gloves.
1.
Rest. Woo. All right. We've got push-ups again. This time, you have permission to be down on those knees to start because we're going to pulse. All right, here we go. So I always like to, you can have the option of going 3, 2, 1, up, or hold it down. Now, when I go to pulses, I like to lower my weight down. So when you're using body weight in order to lower your weight down, you come to your knees. Maybe you're not ready to be all the way down pulsing the entire time. That's okay. Then stick it out with me here with the 3 and then the up. Rest. All right. You can go a little bit lighter for your weight for that chest press. Doesn't have to be like crazy light, just lighter.
Exercise 2.
All right. Pulse it down at the bottom. So you're at the base level of the movement. Your elbows don't actually touch the ground. They just get real close, and you just keep pushing it up about an inch and then back down. Whew. Keep going. Brace that core. If it's not braced yet, brace it now. That part's important. I'll be a broken record and keep reminding you.
3.
2, 1. Whew. Excellent. All right. We're going into the next set. We're on set 3 next. So, in between, if you're not fixing your weights or anything, you're just here or here, okay? We have shoulder shrugs first. I'm gonna reset my weight here. So for a shoulder shrug, your weights are by your side. You're just gonna lift those shoulders up to those ears. If you want a little extra, you can always add a little heel raise. Second move, you're gonna hinge it forward, shoulders are gonna be back, and you're gonna fly it up. All right, so we're gonna go pretty heavy,
3.
especially for these shrugs.
Exercise 3.
All right, I guess I'll go heavy in the second round because that's gonna take me a while. Shrug it up, bring it down. This move looks super simple, right? All I'm doing is shrugging my shoulders. Keep going. But I promise you, by the end of this movement, you will not tell me that this was too easy. You will feel it. I love these little weights because they have lots of different sizes, but they're very difficult
3.
and slow
1.
to switch. Rest. All right. Now we have bent over flies. So you might find that
3.
you're heavy for bicep curls.
Exercise
Here we go. It's nowhere near you're heavy for back flies. Check it out here. I'm bringing those shoulder blades together. I want this to be a challenge. Try not to rely only on momentum here. We're working that back side of the body right now. Whew.
3.
Keep breathing. Brace that core. Rest. All right. Shake it out for a second. When you're ready, you'll grab those weights. My voice is just so dry today.
3.
Get ready for those shrugs. Here we go. Remember, you have the option, especially if you only have light weights and you want to up the intensity, feel free to bring those heels up for heel raises. Woo, do I feel my shoulders? I know, I'm making really pretty faces right now. Woo. Keep it going for me.
3.
2, 1, rest. Woo! All right, get ready for that reverse fly or bent over fly. Remember, hinge it forward, bend those knees,
Exercise 3.
fly it up. Check it out. Draw that core in, brace it up. At any moment, I could jump through the screen and give it a little punch, so have it ready and brace. And don't feel bad if you can't do the same weight as your shoulder shrugs as you can with these back flies. Your lever length is way longer. Rest. So honestly, don't even expect it. All right. Drop down your weight for this third round because we are going to pulse. So it's going to be quicker shrugs. Keep going. Cord is just a little too tight. Here we go. Think of it as like a really uncool dance move. Yeah, hitting the club. Woo-hoo! Shrug it, shrug. We are so confused. We just don't know what it looks like, right? Keep that pulse going. I know your deltoids are on fire, but keep going.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Excellent. Whew. All right. Bent over fly. We are going to bring it up, pulse, bring it down. So you might want to drop your weight a little bit.
1.
Here we go.
Exercise 3.
Whew. Bring it up, pulse. 2, 3, down. 3, 2, 1. Brace that core. It's super important here. 3, 2, 1. Make sure that arm is not straight. There's a bend in that elbow. 3, 2, 1. Draw those shoulder blades together. Keep that core braced. Is it still there? Woo. 3, 2, 1. Again. 3, 2, 1. Again. 3, 2, 1. Woo. All right. Do me a favor. Shake those arms. Bounce it out. Maybe give me some jumping jacks here. You don't need to focus on getting your heart rate up high. That's not the point here. We're just getting that blood flow moving while I demonstrate the next move. All right. Next, we have crossbody curls. So you're going to have your hands, palms facing in, and you're going to curl it up, tapping the chest or shoulder. Again, we're going to go with the heaviest weight you can handle. Second move, you'll get out of chair or a bench or the floor even. For tricep dips, you'll come off the edge and drop it down and bring it up. All right, crossbody curls. All right, let's see if I can do this with this weight. Ugh. All right, nope. Keep going. I had to try it out, but I added that extra weight for those shoulder shrugs. So your weight might be a little heavier than what I'm using right now. So this might be a little slower for you. Because when that weight's really heavy, it's not real easy to just lift it on up, right? I want it to be a struggle.
3, 2, 1.
Right. All right. If you can, if you're comfortable with this, feel free to throw a weight on your hips for these tricep dips. But body weight for me is already my limit. All right, here we go. Keep going. Gonna move this guy. So if doing this with your body weight is already a huge challenge for you, then don't worry about adding extra. You could always come here and lift one leg up, and then after a few seconds, switch those legs. But this is extra. Don't feel like you need to be here.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Woo. And you can go ahead and leave your chair there unless it bothers you being there. We're going to that crossbody curl next. Woo.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise.
Crossbody curl. Again, if you have lighter weights and you want to make this a little bit more challenging for this round, feel free to slow it down a little bit. Make your body work on that contraction and release just a little bit more.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. All right. Get ready for that tricep dip, okay? Do me a favor. In between, you're here. Shaking that blood. Getting it moving again, okay?
2.
All right, tricep dips. Here we go.
Exercise 4.
Woo! Boom. All right. I'm going to challenge you. If anybody's looking for a challenge tonight, lift one leg up. Or if lifting that leg up is just uncomfortable, throw a weight on your hip. If you're like Sarah, I'm barely doing these without a leg up, then don't worry about it. I promise. We've all been there. You don't just start off able to do things. Go where you are and work from there. Rest. Whew. Whew. That is a lie from the enemy that you're behind. Nope, you're just where you're coming from.
3.
Exactly where you're supposed to be. All right. We're going to pulse it this time. 3, 2, 1, down. Notice I went to a lighter weight. I kind of don't think I needed to. Give me those 3 pulses in the corner. Keep going. The goal here, we're building our strength. So we want to get to a point where these weights that we're using get a little too light for us. Rest. Whew. That might not be today. That's okay. But maybe that's the challenge you want to set for yourself. All right, last set of dips. We're going to pulse here. You might want to take that leg lift out. This is going to burn. This is 40 seconds of tricep burning. You're going to feel it. You're going to be aware where your triceps are at the end of this. Is that part of your body on fire right now? Remember though, keep going. It should be right here. The burn is up here, not the joint. If your joint is the thing that's hurting, I want you to stop immediately. Tricep, not joint. Rest it up. All right. Again, maybe you just want to do a back or a step touch. Take those arms. Maybe you want a jumping jack. Do me a favor though. Try and keep moving. You're not going to need your chair anymore. You can get rid of it. All right. Next move, we've got bent over rows. So you're going to hinge forward, bending those knees. Shoulders are up and back. And you're going to row it up and row it down. You can go heavy on this, but err on the side of maybe a little bit lighter because I don't want you to hurt your back in case your form is not on point. All right? Really focus on that core. If your core is not tight, I don't even want you attempting it. All right. Bent over rows. I talked for so long, I didn't even get to show you the chest scoop. That's okay. I'll show you. So check it out. My palms are facing me. I'm just bringing it up to my rib cage and back down. Make sure those knees are bent. We're working the back side of the body right now. Woo! Drop it down. All right. Next move, chest scoops. So you're going to stagger your stance Palms are gonna face away from you, and you're gonna scoop it up. Imagine like you're scooping up a bunch of snow and then slowly releasing it down. So those arms are out at the side. You're gonna wanna go lighter than you did for the chest press or even those bicep curls. Because check out your lever length here. It's long, which means this is more challenging. Keep breathing, brace that core, okay? It's okay if this feels tough. You're tougher, I promise. Rest. I know, I'm making really cute faces at you guys today. All right. We're not going to pulse with this one. So I'm going to give you an option. If you want to do a single arm, follow along with me, or do what we just did. You're doing a single arm. This time your palm would be facing in, and you're going to roll it up and bring it down. Check it out, though. Maybe you want to stick with the one. It's kind of hard to do it just one weight where you're here, right? That's fine. I'm going to do single arm for this one. Should have given us more time in between sets so I can demo a little bit better. I apologize for that. Right. I want you to feel it right through here in those lats. Right away, I want you to switch into the other side for that row. Unless you were somebody who was doing the regular row, then just do the regular row again. So check it out here. You should feel a stretch when it's down at the bottom, and then a contraction of that muscle when it comes up. This is that large muscle in your back. Keep breathing here.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. All right. All right. I know I said that was the last time, but we really are done with the chair. Chest scoops are next. Grab your weight. We got pulses, so go a little bit lighter. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Feet are hip distance apart. 3, 2, 1. Should feel that chest contracting right here and then releasing. And release. Whew. You're doing great.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. All right, grab your heavy weights or heavier weights for the last round of chest scoops.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise 5.
Stagger that stance. Ugh. It might feel a little harder because I accidentally had you do the pulsing first. My bad. Ugh. Take your time here. If you need to take a little breather and then do another one, go for it. Scoop it up. Scoop it down. Don't let those weights drop on the way down. It's a scoop up. Whew. Rest it up. All right. Do me a favor. You're shuffling, jumping jack, get that weight moving. All right, these next two are going to be on the ground completely. We've got skull crushers first. So you're going to take a weight, something heavy for you. It's going to come up. You're going to hold it with both palms facing in. All right, that's too heavy for me. Don't let it get too heavy because we're going to be dropping it towards our face. I'd rather you err on the side of light for this one too. Palm facing up. Bring it down towards your forehead. Straighten it up. Second move. Chest fly. Weights are going to come out to the side. You're laying down and you're going to squeeze that chest together. All right, lay it back.
Exercise 6.
We got skull crushers. Bring it down to the forehead and lift it up. We're working into those triceps again. Now we're going to do something a little bit different on this set. I'm making it up right now because I'd rather you go a little bit lighter on this move just because you're holding a weight over your forehead, and I would prefer you not to have a traumatic brain injury. I worked with people who had those, and it's not something you want to deal with. So go a little bit lighter, and we'll just do this round a little bit differently, okay?
3, 2, 1.
Rest.
Rest.
All right, we got chest flies next. Go a little bit heavier because I doubt you're going to drop this on your head this time. All right, press that back into the mat.
1. Exercise
Open those
6.
arms wide like you're flapping your wings and squeeze them up. Open wide, squeeze them up. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. Woo! You guys, this is starting to get a little tougher. We're working muscles that we've already gotten to the point of fatigue. We've already worked the chest several times. We've already worked the triceps several times. So if it's starting to feel harder, even with a lighter weight, that's okay. We're past that strength point. Rest. We're into endurance now. All right. Grab your weight. Get ready. We are going to let that weight hover over our forehead. You got to hold it up. That's your job. Hold it up. Your job is really important. I don't want anyone gushing brains today. That's just gross. And I would assume very painful. Not to mention that weight is over your frontal cortex, prefrontal cortex, and that's where you make all your executive high level thinking functions. I really don't want you to lose that part of your brain. Woo! Okay, check in with your core right now. Is it still braced?
3, 2, 1.
Wrist. Woo! All right. We got chest flies. This time, you're going to hold it out. So they're not going to touch the floor, but they're not going to come up you. They're just going to hang there towards the lower end. So start at the top, bring it down, hold it here. So your forearm or your upper arm and your elbows are just hovering over the floor. There's a bend in your elbow. Do not lock out that joint. Your joint will not appreciate it. We want to let the blood flow freely. Not to mention, if you were to straighten out that arm, you'd be increasing that lever length, which means that weight is going to feel 10 times heavier.
3,
2, 1, rest. Woo! All right. If you've already been using a weight that's a little too heavy for you, then now is when I would suggest you lower down because we're going to pulse. But if you're already using a weight that you can handle pretty well, you can stick with it. I'm sticking with the same weight for this whole set. But I don't know what weight you're using right now. Maybe you've been using like 20 pounds and that is your like max weight and you cannot possibly consider pulsing right here. Then you would drop down to whatever your lower weight is. Even if that lower weight is all the way down to a 5. I really don't want you to drop a weight on your forehead. Rest. It's a great tricep isolator, but without a spotter, this is a dangerous movement if that weight gets too heavy. All right. Chest fly. You guessed it. Time to pulse. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Or stay down here and pulse the whole time. If you switch down to a lighter weight, give me those pulses at the bottom if you can. If you're still using that same weight, maybe you only have one set of weights, then you're allowed to do 3 and 1. All right, you're actually allowed to do it whenever you feel necessary, because guess what? This is your workout. Woo! All right, I want you guys shake it out, and then this next round, light weights all around. It doesn't have to be like a water bottle light, but I don't want it higher than a 10. And we will only be doing these moves each one time. If you can, give me those jumping jacks again. First move. I'm going to start off with an 8. We'll see if I end up switching down at some point. First move, side raises. All right, second move is going to be front raises. I'll tell you the rest when we get to them. For now, you just need to know front raises, side raises. All right, grab your weights. All right, side raises. Feet are hip distance apart. Core is braced. Check out your shoulders. Up, back, down. Your shoulders are away from your ears right now. So our culture has a tendency to be right here, right? We want to drop those shoulders down. Now check it out. I am not making a jumping jack motion here. I am just coming to shoulder height and then dropping it down. But don't let me catch you doing this. Don't let gravity do the work. Rest. Excellent, you guys. All right. Next one is going to be front raises. So those palms are going to be facing you. Shoulders up, back, and down. Make sure you reset again. Brace that core. Here we go. Bring them front. Drop it down. Woo. So the reason I don't want you to go too heavy with these, for one, is we're working a smaller muscle group right now. But also, if you get too heavy, you're going to start arching to get that weight up, and you're going to strain your back. So go to a manageable weight here. I would rather you go a little bit lighter this round than strain your back. Rest. All right. Next one, we're going to come down to the ground. Grab your lightest weight. This is my pink weight. I'm coming down to the ground. I'm laying on my belly. Arms come out into a T. Lift it up and down. T raises. So all you're doing is your arms are straight out to the side. Palms are facing down towards the ground, and you're lifting it up. If you want, you can drop your head down or stay like me and keep it lifted up off the mat. I recommend lifting that head up, but if it bothers your neck, you can always drop it down. All right. Rest. Back to your feet. You can go a little heavier for the next one, but I still wouldn't get too crazy. We've got the Scarecrow. Arms are going to come up and down. So goal post up, goal post upside down. That's it. We're strengthening that rotator cuff here. So I really want you to make sure this is not a time for pride or ego. Go light here. You don't want to strain your rotator cuff. Keep going. That's responsible for you being able to do all of this. You want to keep it healthy. Rest. Trust me, I've strained it before and it was not pretty. Okay, you can go heavier for this next one. It's an overhead press. We're going to take those weights, face them in towards our face, and push it straight up. There we go. Now, if this bothers your shoulders at all, I just want you to come back to that shoulder shrug. For some people, this overhead motion is bothersome to their shoulder, especially if they have any kind of rotator cuff injury. So if that's you, take the modification. There's no shame here. We are just working on our bodies. We are working to build up our tempo. But in order to build something new, we have to tear down the old. Rest. Whew. All right. Grab lighter weight again. It doesn't have to be crazy light, but just lighter. We're just going to open it up and back down. So your elbows are bent. Lift it up and down. So I'm hinged forward just a little bit, but I'm not here in like a tabletop, right? Brace that core here. Your shoulders should be burning by now. The past 5 moves have all been isolating the shoulders. Whew. If you need to take a little break and then come back in, take it. But come right back. Rest. All right. We are going into core next. So you can get your weights put aside. Get ready, because our first move is just a regular old plank. All right. Get into that plank position, either on your elbows or your wrists, and then hold. We're right here. You can be down here on your elbows. Check it out. We don't want our hips up here, and we don't want them overly exaggerated down either. We just want them neutral. Neutral spine right now. Whew. Keep holding for me. We're still working those arms right now, aren't we? But we're also working that core. All right, quick rest. We got Superman next. So you're going to lay on your belly and you're just going to lift up your arms and lift up your legs at the same time. We're going to work that whole backside of the core. All right, here we go. Lift it up, drop it down. If you prefer to just hold it for the 40 seconds, that's fine too. That's halfway. So you're squeezing those muscles, contracting those muscles, and then you're releasing them. Squeeze all those muscles in the back and release them. And rest. All right, if you want to grab a light weight for this one, you can. We're going to do Russian twist. You're going to lean back onto those sits bones. You're going to grab that weight if you want it, or just have your hands holding here. And you're going to rock back side to side. Digging into those oblique muscles. If you want to make this harder, you can always lift up those legs. That's your progression. So these are just options. Maybe just doing this Russian twist is already your challenging level. Then stay right here until it's not challenging anymore. But you know how we get there? All it takes is showing up and doing the work. Rest. All right. Next one, you're going to lay down on your back. Legs come straight up. And you're just going to tap your feet up towards the ground. Little hip lifts. Here we go. So we're working those lower abdominals right now. I want you to brace your core as you lift up. Brace, release on the bottom, brace, release. Halfway. Keep going. We've got 2 moves left. And then after that, we just stretch. So if that helps you get through to the end, there you're at. 2, 1, rest. All right. Pick a side, shoulder or elbow or wrist. Your wrist is going to be stacked underneath that shoulder for a side plank. So you can be here. You want to make it a little bit easier, you can tap that leg out in front. You can also drop one knee down. Stay here. That just takes some of your body weight out of it. If you want your progression, you can lift one leg up or just stay right here. Or you can be down on that elbow. Look, you got so many options here. What option you don't have, though, is holding your breath. Make sure you're breathing. No holding your breath here. So important. Rest. Woo! You guys, excellent job. Those side planks are tough. All right. Other side, if you took a modification or a progression, make sure you do the same thing on this side. If you need to come down to your elbow, but you didn't on the other side, you have permission to do that, though. Try and keep that wrist stacked underneath that shoulder. Halfway. Guys, this is it. This is the last 13 seconds of your workout. Don't lose out on these last 13 seconds. Make them count. Keep breathing. Rest. Excellent work today, you guys. We're going to stretch it out. Whew. All right. Can you come to a comfortably seated, cross-legged position? Go ahead, take your hands on your knees. I just want you to lean back, rounding the spine, tucking that chin, and just feeling that stretch through the upper body, through the shoulders and that upper back, and just hanging out here for a few seconds. Whew. I wish there was an easier way for me to switch to a cool down. There just really isn't. Music, I mean. All right, go ahead, release. I want you to puff up that chest a little bit. All right, we're going to place one hand on a knee, and then you're just going to twist your torso, looking back behind you. Taking that spinal twist here. I want you to breathe all the air out of your lungs. And then inhale, coming back to center. Same thing on the other side. Exhale all the air out of your lungs as you twist. I want you to take the time here to focus on quieting your mind, to turning off all the thoughts about your to-do list, about what work was like today, about what's going on with your kids or your spouse or your friends, your coworker, whatever it is. This is the time to quiet those thoughts. I know, easier said than done, right? All right, I want you to tilt your head down and then turn it towards your shoulder. And then I want you to take, I'm going to turn to the back so you can see what I'm doing. So take that opposite hand of where your shoulder is, or your elbow, neck is leaning, and pull that arm down. We'll taking that head towards that opposite shoulder. Sorry, that was a terrible explanation of how to do this. Hopefully, by looking at what I'm doing was an easier way of doing it. Go ahead, switch. Take the other arm, pull the wrist towards the same direction that your ear is pulling towards the shoulder. This is a great one if you have tight traps. So those are the muscles located. Wow. It's kind of hard to show, but a lot of times you'll feel tightness up here or some down here from tight traps. This is a great stretch for that. All right, we're going to come to a tabletop position here. I want you to thread the needle through, drop the shoulder down. You'll feel this stretch through the shoulder, but also through those lats. This is a great stretch for that back side of the body. Go ahead, release. Thread the needle through, drop the shoulder down. And lift it on up. I want you to come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to end the class today with a little devotional. But first, I want you to pull the arm across, stretching out that shoulder again. Listen for yourself first. Then he added, Son of man, let all my words sink deep into your own heart. First, listen to them carefully for yourself. Go ahead, switch. This is Ezekiel 3:10. All right, how often do we listen to sermons, read books, take notes for everybody else? Oh my gosh, this is so true for me. I want you to take the arm up and over, pull down on that elbow, stretch out those triceps. We hear a good point and we want to remember it. But when we listen for others and not for ourselves, we skim the surface word to us. Or we skim the surface of what God is saying and we miss the potency of God's living, breathing word for us. Other side. It's easy to view God as a content machine from whom we get tidbits of wisdoms and memeable phrases. Go ahead, release. You can just rest here as I just breathe. Take a deep breath. Maybe even close your eyes and just listen to your breath as I read this to you really quick. He is the living God who spoke the word into existence. He gave us his living, active word to teach us, to train us so we could truly know him. We need God's consistent voice in our lives like we need oxygen, just like we needed it during that workout. He does indeed want to speak through us, but he'll do so only to the extent that we allow him to speak to us. Some words will be just for us, not for public consumptions. Others, God wants to season with time before we share them. And still others, well, they must be shouted from the rooftops. How often do we discern the difference? The more secure we are in him, the easier it'll be to know when we hold our words and when we share them. So from here, I want you to try and work on developing the habit of listening first for yourself. Trust the Holy Spirit to prompt you to share what he wants when he wants it. So let's just close on a quick prayer. You can open up your eyes. Heavenly Father, thank you for this word. Thank you for this time together in fellowship. I just pray, Lord, that you would bless each and every person doing this workout, Lord, that whatever abundance and blessing that they know of, that they can think of, that you would multiply it tenfold, that the blessings would just pour out upon their lives. I just ask this all in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Thank you so much for joining. I realize now these lights are probably kind of distracting for a cool down, but we'll work on that, right? Anyways, you guys are awesome. I hope you enjoyed the class, but I also would just ask that if you have any preferences, like I did try something way different tonight. So let me know. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Would you prefer I stick with what we're used to doing? I do actually really value your insight and whatever your preferences are. So feel free to let me know what that is. If you're not comfortable doing that, I understand. But just know your input is valued. So without further ado, I'll let you get on with the rest of your night. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, guys.